United, Spurs, and Liverpool round out your top four. Chelsea 4 points back of the Champions League line. Arsenal 12 points back of the Champions League line. Stoke City is supposed to be this difficult place to go.
Well,
you surprised Man City made it look that easy?
No, because they're in the bottom three. It used to be tough because it was a big physical side, particularly under Tony Pulis with the long throws, and every player was just knew their job. But it's changed. It's just changed, and they can't cope, and they look as if they might be going down. But I've talked about Silva a couple of weeks ago. De Bruyne gets a lot of headlines, Aguero gets a lot of headlines, Jesus gets a lot of headlines, and David Silva not so much. Now, I know he got a couple of goals tonight, but you can go back over his period at Manchester City, and he's one of the longer-serving players, and he's an 8 out of 10 plus almost every week, when fit, without fail. He has been a fantastic servant to Manchester City and Spain.
If you could have De Bruyne or Silva, who would you take?
Ooh.
Well, there you go. You've always got to spoil it, haven't you? Things were going so well.
I'm just saying.
I mean, consistent-wise, David Silva for me. But yeah, it's just a tough choice.
Yeah. If they win something like 7 of their last 8, they'd hit that 100-point plateau. You surprised? I mean, even with how good City have been, you surprised it's been that easy in the Premier League?
Yeah, I am. Now, you look at Pep Guardiola, he comes in, a lot of spending, disappointing finish last season by their standards. But when you saw the likes of Manchester United, you expected more from Chelsea, certainly in terms of the spending and keeping up. Now, 100 points and a 16-point gap already with what, 7 games to go, 6 games to go?
8.
Is an incredible gap, an incredible return. Yes, they're the best team in the league, no question. I just didn't expect it to be by this much.
It's how comfortable they look on every game that they play. They never seem like a team that is in trouble. They never seem like a team under pressure. Even when they go down in matches, you expect them to come back. And the ability of these players to deliver on a daily basis, that is credit not only individually to the players, but also to the coaching staff and Pep Guardiola that are demanding the very best from everybody on the field. And so when you get an opportunity to play, you're expected to perform at a certain level. They're doing that, and there's no secret here. They are the best team in the Premier League by a large margin, and it hasn't even been that close, to be quite honest with you.
I sat here last year and criticised Guardiola and said that his Manchester City team had no plan B, be it in the league or in Europe. You knew what they were going to do, and if it didn't work, he wasn't prepared to change it. Same this year. You know exactly what they're going to do. You know exactly what you're going to get from City, and you can't stop it. And credit to him and believing in his philosophy. He's not had to go to 4 or 5 at the back or change things. You've never seen a pragmatic side to this Manchester City team. They press, they play to beat you outright, and they continue to do that.
There's a couple of titles are changing the narrative in England in the last 3 or 4 years. First one was Leicester City. Great story. Everybody around the world probably followed it. Amazing story, amazing achievement. But a real eye-opener to some of the big clubs saying, how has this happened, by the way? How are we spending millions and they've won the league? Now at Man City, we're seeing something similar in a different vein, though, because the coaches will be saying, well, it's because he spent money. That's what they'll be saying to their owners. They'll not be saying, oh, it's because he's a much better coach than me. So a couple of titles are changing the narrative for some of these other teams, and they're setting